Hi there, Bridget Mackay here. I'm an attorney in Petaluma. I work in estate planning and elder law. And today I have a guest, Rick Warner, who is a realtor in our area. And he's here to talk to us a little bit about the housing market post the Sonoma Tubbs fire. There are rumors around that prices have really gone up as a result of the fires. And I just was trying to figure out if that's true, if our bloggers here would like to know.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I think rumors is such a great word to use. I mean, rumors get used and then they get spread, and that's what's so great about rumors, I suppose, because they're fun. But how much truth is really what's going on in the conversation? So I think there's no question that pricing, especially the closer you are to the fire, the more prices have been.
So you said the prices are going up mostly in the area where the fires were. So around Fountain Grove and Coffee Park, or
I'd say Santa Rosa in general is where the deep impact is, where there was already no inventory prior to the fires, and it just became like exponentially worse, obviously. And so just a straight supply and demand issue. Obviously, prices have gone up substantially there. The rental market has been way even worse, like beyond what you can imagine.
Yeah.
And so that's been really challenging. And then you've got insurance companies going in there and throwing a lot of money at landlords. So it makes for the non-fire victim, it's actually even
worse.
They're their own set of victims, kind of in a weird way, right?
They can't find a place, and when they do, it's expensive.
Exactly.
Can you give us an idea what the inflation is? Like a home that was once on the market for $450 before the fires, after the fires came back. I mean, how does that work? Do they come off the market and then go back on at $600 or?
Right. So all those things could happen, and I can't. I know more about the Petaluma market. This is where I want to edit that whole thing out because I don't want to say that really out loud. But to answer your question, I can't give you a specific number on what the inflation happened, but I can tell you that homes that, for example, had been sitting on the market that were clearly overpriced, all of a sudden got snapped up. Right. So that's a great example of kind of what happened. And it happened even in Petaluma, where there was really two price ranges that got impacted. It was similar to the price ranges that, of course, were destroyed. So in Coffee Park, you had about 1,500 homes. Those are about mid 500 range. Those homes kind of throughout, even all the way into Petaluma, all of a sudden started getting snatched up. And then over $1 million, Fountain Grove area, Bennett Valley. That also had the same impact
on that
even down here. So like, for example, we had two homes that week. Both had been sitting here for quite a while in Petaluma. One was at $575, the other one was like $1,495. Both were clearly overpriced. Both got multiple offers that week and sold, and it's been done, right?
Wow.
So now the other side of that is there's kind of a bubble around this $6 to $1 million range, $600,000, $1 million, were kind of not impacted.
They're not moving.
Yeah, well, they're not. It's not that they're not moving, but they're kind of strangely available when there is all this kind of demand issue too. So it's kind of it's been interesting to pay attention to that.
And how much is the radiation? Like you said, it's affected here in Petaluma. So the demand is radiated down to Petaluma and maybe Marin County, or
probably not Marin, only because your dollar gets less and less, obviously, as you go south. So what you can buy. The statistics that I heard, and this is kind of a different but similar subject, is about 20 to 25% of the people are not going to rebuild, right?
Wow.
So that was the statistics that they got from the Oakland fire that was whatever that was 25 years ago. And so they're expecting similar things. And if you're over 50, you're highly unlikely to rebuild. So then the question is, well, where do those people go? A lot of them are just going to go out of state. They already decided, they were already like thinking, well, you know what, we're going to leave at some point. It's like, hey, now would be a good time.
Right.
So there's going to be a little bit of that. But a lot of those people have to just go find a place to buy. And so some of them come south. I think a lot of them are actually going to go north. Right, I think that's where, because you're going to go to Windsor. Windsor has been greatly impacted, for example, when it's really not that much further away, but it goes the other direction, so there's been more value there, right?
Okay.
So the inflation there has been much higher.
Okay.
As an example.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I had a client who was in Mark West Lane, had a home there, but she was 82, and she moved into an assisted living, an independent living location. She doesn't go back.
Right, and so she's a good example of that 25% that we don't know where they're going. Some of them are like kind of almost going somewhere anyway, and there's no reason for her to rebuild. So she'll take her insurance money, she will pay off her loan, she'll sell her lot to a builder, and then that'll be that.
Okay, yeah, that was my next question. So that is the process she goes through. She gets her insurance money for rebuild, and then she sells the lots. And then is that going to be a whole nother market for realtors? Those.
Well, I don't know about for realtors. I mean,
lots.
so yes, to some degree. I think the bigger issue, and this is where it's really hard to kind of tell what's going to happen. You got two factors. One is, yes, you're going to have this big supply of lots, and what does that mean? But then ultimately, at some point, those are going to be homes for sale. And is that then going to create a supply issue where we have too much supply?
Right.
And what does that look like? And that'll be in a couple years.
Sure.
And then there's the question of, well, who is doing the building, right? Is it a big builder? Like, in fact, I just talked to somebody yesterday who's working for a builder who did a lot of the original builds in Fountain Grove and other areas. And they've come back in and they're having these big town hall meetings with people and who have lots that have been destroyed, and they're picking up several people,
contracts
to rebuild, right? And they can do economy to scale. So if you're a onesie twosie guy, you're gonna have a hard time competing with those builders from a scale standpoint.
Yeah.
But then you're still gonna have a supply issue, I think,
because they're gonna land on the market at the same time.
Yeah, like Santa Rosa issues like 500 building permits a year normally. We lost 5,300 rooftops.
Yeah.
In a week?
So it would behoove them to issue 5,300.
Well, absolutely, but think about this. Now you have 10 years worth of new building in 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know what that means.
Right.
So.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
That's fun.
Thanks for asking me.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.